every Sunday I go to an evening service at my church, and last Sunday was Pentecost Festival, so the celebration of the Holy Spirit coming to the new Christians, the early Christians, and there's the rushing of wind and tongues of fire on people's heads, and they speak in different languages, and that's kind of the birth of the church. And so that is celebrated last Sunday, and so we had kind of a Pentecost themed service. Part of this service was a response that kind of brought together both the fact it was the birth of the church, so kind of birthday, and that there was tongues of fire, and so we had cake at the back with candles. Kind of links the two, and it's fairly contemporary, not the thing that most people would link with church, is like cake and candles and stuff. And so the job of myself and a friend of mine, Simeon, who some of you will know, was to go to the back and light the candles ready for this response. So the kind of cue that we had was there was going to be a video on the screen of a testimony from somebody, and when the video started we would go to the back and light the candles ready for after the video, when we would engage with it and do the response. And so at the back were maybe 10 slices of cake, squares of cake with sponge icing, sprinkles, and then like sweets in some of them, and they each had like 4 candles in. And the candles, they must have been like imbued with some sort of chemical, I don't know, but when you lit them, the flame was the same colour for most of them, the same colour as the wax of the candle, which was quite cool, not something I had not seen before. So we lit the matches, lit all the candles, went round, and we'll wait for the video to finish and they'll come to the back. And the video kept going, and the candles are burning down, and the video keeps going, and we had to replace one of the candles because it burnt strangely quickly compared to the others. And the video keeps going, and some of the candles are getting like maybe a couple of centimetres high from like the little holder and from the cake. And we're like, if we blow them out, we're going to have to then relight them all. And we didn't really know how long the video was going to be, what was actually going to happen. All we've been told was you need to go and light the candles. So Simeon and I are kind of stressing out, what do? Do we blow them out? Do we leave them? Do we replace the ones that are particularly short? We decided in the end to just leave them. That was our grand plan, was to just leave the candles and see what happened. The video finally finished, and the guy leading the service did kind of a debrief of the video, I guess, and then like an intro to this response. All the while, we're kind of thinking, you speed up because these candles are going. The response then, I imagined, was going to be, happy birthday to the church, blow out the candles. What the response actually was go to the back and claim a candle so that you then have the fire of the Holy Spirit. My understanding. I didn't really hear a lot of it because we were kind of stressing out about the candles, the fact that most of them had melted away. There was wax on the cake. There was wax from some of the candles that had broken. I don't know how. Some of them were broken, and so there was wax like on the paper that was on the table, which wasn't a massive thing, but still strange. So the entire congregation of this service, which is like maybe 50 people in the evening service, had to come and claim a candle, most of which were kind of this high by that point. So they were trying not to burn themselves. We had a few spare, so we lit some of them and put them in holders and gave them to people. The sweets on the cake at this point are now higher than the candle, and so are starting to catch fire and melt into the cake and sizzle. People who have gone back to their seats with their candle are starting to burn themselves because they're so low. We then blew out the remaining candles, and there was just smoke everywhere. We had to blow out pieces of the cake, which then smoked. It was fantastic. It was such a bizarre situation. Next week, I am going to Ireland with some friends from my church from Tuesday to Friday. My plan is, I very much doubt I'll have internet, so I don't think I'll be able to upload them, but my plan is to record something, or a couple of things from each day, and compile it into a video so you can see my trip to Ireland and what I got up to, what we did. So that should be exciting.